In June, when you go out to the garage sales, all kinds of great stuff happens. The streets are lined with community sales.
Games have arisen from the stars.
Look at these games! I never found so much. What are you? Legend to G-Sailors. Treasure for gamers.
It's out there.
Dry, hungry, tired. My skin is scorched. Dust flies in my eyes. I take all the precautions, you know, I bring food, I bring water, I put on sunscreen. It does nothing, okay? The elements are bearing down on me while I'm having heart attacks in the sun bringing you these sales. What do you care, right? You just want the deals. So week 2 is done. And the focus of it is a massive, I mean massive, community sale. It's held every year. Okay, this place, it has hundreds of houses. I think it may even go over 1,000. I mean, it's just, and you know, I go every year and I ask all my questions to every single house. I don't skip a house. It doesn't matter how old, what they have in the front, what they have out in front, okay? You know, I've gotten some really good deals in the past. I got the first year, mind you, I went to this sale. I got Mega Man X3, Mega Man 6 with everything, you know, box, and it was in beautiful. Oh my God! You can see why, you know. There's fuel for the fire to keep me going to this sale. This place is a treasure trove.
Super Nintendo, I don't really know what that one was. I know that's why I have the bag for it.
I couldn't find the controllers for it. But we have that, and then there's the games. Yeah.
Tiny, look at it. Using tiny. So don't you just love my camera skills there? JJ, I'm coming for your job. Done with the dumb jokes. This guy freaking loves his bike, or really needs it. Not even back brakes on this thing. Look at that rope. RPG. I don't even think this was in the frame, but it was there. They had a Nintendo bag, and it has one disc. These are weird, you know. They come with the double disc, but there's only one disc. They had a Nintendo bag there, so there was a chance that there was some retro stuff going on. And yeah, I mean, the guy, I think he said he had some Super Nintendo stuff like buried, but who knows? Yeah, what did I pay for this? Like $1 or $2? I can't even remember. Like maybe like any video game stuff?
You know what? I'm gonna have my son come down because he's got a lot of different things and I don't know. He said he didn't have any video game stuff sitting out.
Do you know, like, maybe if he had, like, I play even older stuff too, like Game Boy and like Nintendo. So we see the Pokemon banner. We see a Pac-Man cup. We see a visor for Pac-Man. Just 80s and 90s paraphernalia. So I asked this lady, hey, you know, do you have any video game stuff? And she's like, I have this kid, he might have some video game stuff. You know, I'll call you back or whatever. And I come back and she's like, oh, you know, he'll be back. He's playing a game right now. Come back in an hour. So while I'm waiting, you know, I'm gonna play another clip here. I go to this one house. They literally have nothing out in front except frames, like picture frames. You know, I say, do you have any video games? But she said she got Sega stuff. So I'm like, oh, you got Sega stuff. And that's probably right when I pull out my camera. So I'm thinking Sega Genesis. She pulls out a Sega Saturn. You know, every time I find a Sega Saturn, it always has these shitty SuperPad 8 controllers. Half the time they don't even work, those ones. It had 1 or 2 of them in there, but it also had an official pad. So I was like, thank goodness I found an official pad. So pretty much right in the beginning, she's like, oh, I've got all this stuff for you, but I don't know if I want to sell it. Or not, I don't know if I want to sell it. I don't know if my son wants to sell it.
He lives in the city now. He's married.
He's moved to the city.
So this is stuff he has to go through.
And he left with all this stuff. Left us with all this stuff here.
It's probably whatever. You like a cookie?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right.
Take
Sorry.
the cookie, then we won't feel like.
And then the husband shows up, and at first he's agreeing with the mother, and they're offering me a cookie as a consolation prize.
You can check back, or maybe next year when Mike's gone through his stuff.
All right. I'll
Forget it, Mike's never gonna do that. He's gonna leave us hanging with all this stuff forever until he buys a house.
But then eventually he's just like, forget it. You know, the son's never gonna go through it. And but in the end,
Okay. Sorry.
Remember this when you have kids. Make them take their stuff out of your garage.
I'll take it for him. So that was a major disappointment. They even had like a Super Nintendo with some hockey game or something. It was yellowed and whatever. They probably had more of those games. They probably had a ton of games in the garage in a bin that this kid was never gonna get out because he's married now and he's in the city. It's just like. So I actually do get a text back from that lady who said she had her son. He was playing some games and whatever. Which, you know, I never. I can't say I never, but let's say 99.9%. I never get a call back. Red Ring of Death and everything.
Yeah, this one works last I used it.
Yeah. But you didn't happen to have like any like the older stuff like Game Boy or N64 even? Or PlayStation? I play PlayStation 3. I don't know if you have one of those.
I got an Atari 2600 with a bunch of stuff. I don't know if you care about that.
Do you have any games for it?
Oh yeah.
You know, at first he wanted to sell me like some new stuff, like 360 or blah blah blah, and I was like, you know, I'm really interested in this old stuff if you have it. And you know, he brings me back to this 2600 stuff. And
Here, if you want to go through.
oh
these.
sure, yeah.
That's the game. What seems reasonable to you? Why don't you start there?
Probably like $1 for like.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Pretty much the only one I won't sell is Warlords, because that's just.
That one's fun, actually. I think he said he just got it off of eBay, which is weird to just sell it to some random person on at a yard sale. But either way, I ended up picking out Sword Quest Earthworld and Buck Rogers. Hopefully this is not as esoteric as the Fire World one, but I don't have the manual, so.
Which DS stuff did you want?
Let's see.
Let's do that one first.
So I have silver.
Okay, so you want gold?
9, possibly Castlevania and The World Ends With You, and then the PS1, and then they put these back, I guess.
Okay. Sorry, I actually don't want to do G Darius.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you go grab the cards for that stuff, though.
You know, he had some DS stuff, some decent ones there. I noticed he had like The World Ends With You and like everything in this garage. They had just moved in, and I think I caught it on film, but I tried to get it. Basically, this whole garage was filled with like geek stuff. While I was waiting, I noticed like board games and RPGs and, you know, video games and figures and all sorts of stuff in like these clear plastic drawers, you know, and boxes. I see a rock band set. So we knew that, you know, they had stuff in it that I might be interested in. But, you know, I had to get them to get it out. He didn't have any of the games in their cases, and you know, I said, you know, these are the ones I'm interested in. I think he said he wanted to keep G Darius, unfortunately. And so, anyways, he said he has the games elsewhere. So I'm waiting, and it seems like an abnormally long amount of time to be waiting, you know, because he said he knew exactly where they were. You know, all that's cut for you.
I'll do 17 for World's End With You, 12 for Sonic, 17 for Castlevania, 45 for Heart Gold with the Pokeball, which I'll find, and and 12 for Dragon Quest. These are standard second market, or second market prices.
Yeah. I was wondering, like, while I was waiting, I saw like some robots and action figures in there.
Oh yeah, do you want to dig through those?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know, like, I didn't. I mean, obviously you haven't moved everything in yet. But.
Yeah, no.
There are supplies, you know, it's my...
But I'm waiting and waiting, and I'm thinking, like, man, he's probably checking prices. And of course, he comes back and hits me with the eBay prices. You know, I think he wanted like $20 for World Ends With You, and...
It's time for another What the Fuck, Goodwill?
But either way, while I'm waiting, I notice in these plastic drawers, I see these Gundam action figures, and I pull them over there and I said, hey, you know, you interested in selling any of these figures or anything? Like, there was, you know, some other 90s action figure stuff in there, some other anime stuff like Hamtaro. And he's like, yeah, sure, you know, let's go through it.
There's a bunch of Gundams, some Power Rangers stuff. What else? Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is a bunch of old NES stuff. I don't know where the console is, but I'll go through here.
Okay. And right off the bat, in the top drawer, he opens up and he says, oh, this is my Nintendo stuff. You interested in that? And I was like, I told you this from the very beginning. How much were you thinking about selling any of the Nintendo stuff for?
I don't know. Probably $3.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, he could have more stuff in this garage when he unpacks it next year. I already cleared that he didn't have any Sega stuff. He didn't have any Super Nintendo stuff. And, you know, some people might say, you know, why poison the well? But at these prices, you damn near drain it. Could I get this stack
The whole stack for
15? Yeah. This a little bit lower. Otherwise, it would be like 18 or something like that.
I think it's...
Think you could do that?
But 18. 18. Because I think I was looking for 20.
Yeah, I could do that. With the... Could I have the Pokeball as well?
Yeah, sure.
I wasn't even going to pull out, like, the commons, but when he said, like $3 a game, how could I pass them up, you know? We have, like, in spectacular condition. A little yellowed cart, but label's great. Castlevania, we got Metroid, we got Gogol 13. My label looks like shit. Upgrade. Got another Mega Man 2. When the hell am I going to find Mega Man 3? It's the best Mega Man. You know it. But everybody has Mega Man 2. I think it sold... I think Mega Man 2 actually sold the most out of the entire series. We got Zelda, and we got Contra, okay? So, you're not seeing it, but I BS'd with this kid for a long time, you know? We went through all his figures, and the whole time, it was like this weird roller coaster, you know? At times he'd be, you know, interested, and I mean, you know, you think you're having a conversation with somebody, there's a repartee, you know, I don't know the word, a back and forth going on. And, you know, at one time he sounds like he's interested, and most of the time he sounds like, yeah, no, like he doesn't sound very interested in anything. Like he seemed very like, you know, that teen spirit, like Nirvana.
Hey, that's not Team Spirit.
He had old games, so I mean he was somewhat cool, right? I think he said he played League of Legends. I really didn't BS much about that, but anyways, he actually gave me this for free, a Pokeball. So these 6 games, I think he wanted $3 a piece. I got a Pokeball, and these 2. And I think I got him down to 18. Originally he wanted like $1 a piece, I think, for the Atari stuff. So, I mean, that's a decent deal, you know? It's decent. It's a fantastic deal. Alright, ready to unpack June, week 2 of June. Alright, so most of this stuff you probably wasn't on camera because of, not only because of my my Spielberg-like camera work, but also because of the fact that I just couldn't pull out my phone for every single sale. So, and the lemons were free. So, when I was grabbing those DS games, which I didn't even show you guys, but I grabbed DS games anyways, there was this weird adapter for the original DS, and it goes in the GBA slot, but I have no clue what the heck this does. If anybody has any idea what this does, let me know. I haven't been able to find anything on it. You may wonder, like, there were actually some interesting items in there. Why didn't you show them? And well, it's because I didn't get it on film. Okay. I only have so much space on my phone. I know I should get a micro SD card, but I was even deleting stuff in the field. You know, just quickly going over the first few seconds, or deleting the last house so I could actually have something to show. But with this house, I didn't even pull out my phone right away, and I didn't even pull it out at all. I didn't even think I was going to find anything. I'd been to this house. I avoid going to houses I've been to. Like I said, I drain the well, alright? And if you don't have stuff that I don't want, that's double negative. If you don't have stuff that I want, I'm not coming back. But for some reason, I walked up this drive, I saw some stuff that I was like, maybe they might have some. Anyways, I asked the guy, if he had any video game stuff. He calls over his kid. It turns out they had moved in the last year, okay? So, he says, follow me into the garage. And, oh crap. And he goes through this box, and he starts pulling out Game Boy games. And these are the ones I picked out. Zelda, got Mario Kart, got Mario and Luigi, Superstars. This is the one with the beans, and sort of mine is now on the floor. But he also had some PS2 stuff, okay? And yeah, some really good PS2 stuff. You probably saw it in the clip there of me unloading my bag. And yeah, he had all 4 of the dot hacks, okay? And all in really good condition, complete. They had their anime and everything, the nails, just really sharp, you know. But not only that, he had all the guides, okay. And yeah, so I'm like, yeah, I'm interested in this stuff. You're interested in selling it? He's like, yeah, but you know, when the PS2 was the thing, you know. Was the current gen. He was like, I had to search for these, you know, I had to get them all on eBay, and I think he said he ended up paying like 70 something for them, and he wanted like 60, and I said, well, that's a little high for me, you know, I get all my video games from garage sales, and you know, there's really not much you can come down from 70, you can't offer him like 20, so I said, would you take 40? And you know, he said, yeah, that seems like a good deal. I don't know if he's checked the prices in a while, but, you know, even at $40, all 4 and the guides, I mean, that's a fantastic deal. But he threw in the Game Boy games for free as well. Yeah, like I said, Sword of Mana is on the ground here. Alright, so that's the end of week 2, alright? And you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't know if I want to go out. There's 2 weeks left. You're still, you know, there's still going to be community sales and rummage sales, and there's going to be a lot of sales happening in June. If you're not going out there, you're afraid of the sun scorching your skin, stop being a wuss, okay? This is not the time to give up. This is June.